Alright, welcome back. Today we are doing the Wagner Butte Trailhead in Southern Oregon, and this trail is about just under 10 miles and around 2,300 feet. There used to be a lookout on the top, which is no longer there. It's also a SOTA activation zone, although the peak is not the same peak where the old tower was. So if you're coming up here to do that, make sure you know where you're going, because it's not quite the same thing, but pretty close. There we go. So this is where you get ticks. Oh, is that one right there? No, just a ladybug. But that's how the ticks do it. They just hang on, and then as you go brushing by, they catch a little ride. So if you're trying to be tick sensitive, this is the spot. Stuff like this for sure, and lower like that. So the first mile is kind of like the get you started. So just about 700 feet and just under a mile. So you know, stretch out for that. Then it kind of settles into something a little bit more sustainable. So this is the Sheep Creek slide area. It's about a 4-mile long avalanche that covered about 1,600 feet in elevation from all the way up at the ridgeline near Wagner Butte. Happened in '83 and wiped out, you know, this whole section here and a portion of the road below and the Applegate. And according to the sign that they have here, is about 400,000 tons of material, which would have required like 25,000 dump trucks, they say, to move it all out. Oh, pretty impressive. But it's all reseeded with grass, and the trees are starting to come back. So pretty cool spot here at about 1.3 miles up. Alright, so at just about 3.5 miles, you're going to come to a pretty big intersection of trails. If you stay going straight, you'll head down towards Ashland. If you head to the right, south, you'll be heading over to Split Rock. And if you go kind of north, you'll head up to Wagner. You got about 500 feet and about a mile and a half to go. So from that four-way intersection, if you were going to go to Old Wagner Lookout, you just take the trail. If you're doing a SOTA activation, that's where I'd get off the trail. Right there at that intersection, you can just pop up the ridge. You just kind of go up through the shaggy forest. It's a little bit of a grind, but not much. And you'll end up in this big meadow. And you just stay on the skirt of this meadow like I am, head out that way. It's a lot easier way to get up to the true peak. Then from there you can decide if you want to continue on over to the lookout area or bag your peak and head down. And to head down, you can either retrace your steps, or you can just head off straight down the slope, and there's no way that you'll miss the trail. You're just, no matter what, if you just head downhill to the west, you're going to cross that trail and pop out, and then you just head back the way you came, and you'll come back to that four-way intersection and you're on your way. Once you get out of the meadow, you start to get back into this forest, and it's tempting to want to get up on the ridge, but it gets pretty thick up there with a little brush. And the right side steepens up, so I'd actually stay low on the left side here in the shade of the trees till you get a little more directly under the peak, and then bag up to the peak. Ankle busters. Sure wish somebody would come out here and rake this forest. Gosh. This is a note for prescribed burn. Check out the YouTube channel, The Lookout, with Zeke Lunder. All this shit is just no wonder when our forests burn. They just burn. This stuff has got to get burnt out of here in a controlled fashion, or we're going to lose it with any big lightning strike. OnX backcountry for the win here. Even if you don't have reception, it's such a good app. You just download the region you're in ahead of time, and you've got like high-res topo. And so yeah, there's the Butte and this whole game trail. I'm not going to the right. I'm going to start leaning off to the left here. But yeah, that's OnX. This happens a lot when you come in these little zones. I think, you know, the hiker is stomping up some small game, and they're just literally using you to see if you spook up some snacks. More than once I've seen it happen. Look at him, he's just working around me. That's my hawk communication. That lets them know I'm totally cool. See how good it works? So I'm gonna go scramble up the rocks. Yeah. Sweet. Wagner Butte proper. Never gets old. Hawks are derived from wolves, just like Chihuahuas, and they all eat blue, natural, grain-free. Facts. Alright, so what's that SOTA thing I keep referring to? If you've never heard of it, it's Summits on the Air, and if you're a ham radio operator, it's all about getting out into the backcountry and getting up on big peaks and bringing your radio gear and seeing if you can make contact with at least 4 other AM radio operators. So I'm gonna give a call out right now and see if I can do. I'm hitting my little local VHF frequencies and see if I can get some folks that are in the area here. So here we go. CQ SOTA, CQ SOTA, CQ SOTA, CQ Summits on the Air. This is Kilo 7 Romeo India Bravo calling CQ Summits on the Air from Wagner Butte, looking for any station out there to come back. This is Kilo 7 Romeo India Bravo.
N7 RBP is listening to you. November 7 Romeo Bravo Papa, East Medford, over.
November 7 Romeo Bravo Papa. I've got you 5-9 here up on Wagner today, and I really appreciate you coming back to me. How do you copy me on your side?
459 and 9S units into East Medford, over.
Well, that's great. I appreciate it. 9S units in a straight line into Medford should be pretty reasonable, I suppose, today. But I appreciate you, and I wish you a happy 250th Independence Day. Have a great day. Thanks a lot, and 73.
Yeah, before you go, what radio are you using and how much power and what kind of an antenna?
Well, I am on a little portable Baofeng. I'm doing 5 watts, and I've just got a little quarter wave whip on top of it.
All right, well, it's doing a fine job for you. Altitude makes a huge difference. 73s, have fun up there and enjoy yourself. Stay cool. N7 RBP.
I appreciate that. Altitude will overcome even the weakest radios. All right, thanks a lot. N7 RBP, this is KK7 RIB calling CQ Summits on the Air from Wagner Butte.
Okay, so that's the completion of the SOTA peak. So now I'm going to work my way north on the western aspect of this ridge line, staying under the ridge just into tree line best I can, and reconnect with the OG Wagner Butte Trail and go check out the old lookout site.
If you're coming from the old lookout site, going south on the ridge, you probably end up coming across these rock stacks, which might give you the impression that you go up there and that is Wagner Butte, but it's not. So you should stay low and dip down around the outside here. You just fight rock top and brush up there. So stay low if you're going in a southerly to your right and you're like real close. Coming back in off the ridge line from the north, from the south going north, you re-intersect right at the base of the old lookout. So this is the old Wagner Butte Fire Lookout. There's a registry box. It's always up here so you can leave notes and read other people's notes. Put stickers on it. I can prove this is Wagner Butte from that registry right there. But pretty stunning view. So that's looking out towards Grants Pass. There's Central Point, Medford, Talent, Phoenix, Ashland, Immigrant Lake, Pilot Rock, Mount Ashland, Mount A, Shasta. True Wagner is right on the other side of that forest ridge. Can't quite see it. And that's looking out to the coast.
So here's your Wagner Butte Fire Lookout history. It all started in 1913 with a tent and an alidade. And 1914, U.S. Forest Service put in a 4-mile-long wire phone that went down to Long's cabin. In 1916, they got an Osborne firefinder placed up here. The primary tool used by fire lookouts to locate the exact spot of the fire. And then in 1923 they blasted the peak, blasted it away completely, and then had about 40 horse and mule loads that came up here to build the first D6 cupola. A cupola is what you see here with the secondary observation structure on the top. And reportedly this was built by Bert Peachy and then finished by Rangers Port and J.J. Dedmond. So that went on until about 1961, and then that structure was replaced by the R6 flat top, seen here. And only a couple years later, 1964, they discontinued operations, and then in 1971 they burned it down. I guess using smoke jumpers came in and burned it to the ground. And now we've got the remnants here to kind of enjoy and reflect on the glorious years of lookout service here in America.
You can see why they had a peak up here, or a lookout up here. Pretty amazing territory. I mean, stunning 360 view. I think it's the best in the entire region, and if you've never done it, you should get up here and do it. You don't need to do the ridgeline like I did today. You can just take the regular trail straight up here, and it's super doable. So that's it. I hope you enjoyed the show, and look forward to seeing you in the next one. Thanks a lot, everybody. See you later. Sadly, not everyone can make the hike.